Welcome to Viking basketball with head coach Jase Coburn as the Vikings are at home this weekend playing Cal Poly Saturday night, 7 p.m. Portland State with 3 non-conference games remaining before they go full-time into the Big Sky Conference schedule. They have Cal State Northridge on December 18th on the road and Utah State December 21 also on the road. Coach, this is the first chance we've had to do one of these for Viking basketball this year, so it's a first for you. So let's just say welcome, and we're glad to have you here coaching this team. And how do you feel about this team so far this year and what they've done?
Well, thanks for having me first, and been really excited about our team so far. Obviously we got a lot of new guys and some returners, and everything's starting to gel, and we've had a pretty tough schedule here so far, but our spirits are good, and we've been playing pretty well.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what we've seen from the Vikings so far. 3-4 going into the game with Cal Poly, and most recently and most importantly last week you actually had an early opening to Big Sky Conference play. Go out on the road, get a win in your very first Big Sky game. I know that had to be exciting for you at Idaho State, 63-55, and then a loss against an undefeated Weber State team, although it was a good game pretty much all the way, 80-69. So let's talk a little bit about last week's Big Sky games and what you saw from your team there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Our first game against Idaho State, we really wanted that one. I thought our team came out and played really well. We played really good defense that night, accomplished the things that we wanted to accomplish when we played them. And obviously it was great to get out to a 1-0 start, especially on the road. It's Big Sky is really tough to win on the road. And so when you get a road win, it's a really big deal. So we were excited to get that first one out of the way. And then, the second game with Weber, obviously it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. But at the same time, I thought we went out there and really competed. And we know Weber's a good team, and they're undefeated and got some top 25 votes, I heard, this week or something like that. But, they're a really good team, but really like our team too. So looking forward to this upcoming game, but also getting to start conference again.
All right, and let's talk a little bit about what you alluded to, their defense. And I've heard you say you think you have a defensive team. You've made the phrase, and I'm going to use it all year, defense travels. It traveled last week on the road, certainly at Idaho State. Even though Weber got 80, that was actually below their average. And even though Iowa beat you 2 weeks ago, you held them below their average. We take a look at the numbers. Portland State, a very good rebounding team, leading the Big Sky in steals, leading the Big Sky in block shots, and most importantly, leading the Big Sky in field goal percentage defense. Are you getting what you want there? Is there more to come defensively from the Vikings?
We're getting what we want, but obviously there's more we can get. I'm really excited about where our defense can go. We've got a lot of playmakers defensively. We've got a lot of guys learning the system, and we're starting to understand the system even better. And once we do that, we can start taking more steps in it. We're a defensive first team. We've been rebounding the ball pretty well, and that's the key to winning is defensive rebounding. And our team knows that, and it's something that we're going to rely on every single game.
All right, and as we take a look at the Viking team, the other thing that has stood out so far as a player, your big man, James Jean-Marie, has 6 double-doubles in 7 games. The offense has been a little inconsistent, up and down from game to game, but he's been pretty consistent with his performance. I'm sure you have to be pleased that you brought in a guy like that and you're getting great production.
Yeah, he's a production guy. He's been very valuable to this team so far early on, and we feel like he can score it in a lot of different ways, and people are starting to try and double team him a lot now. So, and then he's a rebounding machine. He goes and gets it, and he's been really good for us so far early on, and excited to see where he can go.
11 rebounds a game for James Jean-Marie as we speak right now. Let's talk about Cal Poly, Coach, and maybe even you can throw in a few words on Northridge and Utah State. Maybe you haven't even looked at film on them yet, but let's talk about Cal Poly and tonight's game as the Vikings try to get a win at home.
We know they're a talented team. We know they're well coached, and it should be an exciting matchup for us. Them coming from the Big West, and we haven't played them in a long time, so really excited to play them.
And in these final 3 non-conference games, they're really tune-ups, especially when you're a Big Sky school. What do you want to see from your team? What do you want your team to get done so that they're ready December 30th when Big Sky play returns?
I guess this is kind of like a generic coach answer, but we just want to get better every day, and go 1-0 in our next game. So it'll be good for us to have a home game here against Cal Poly and then get back out on the road again against Northridge and Utah State, because we know that those guys are quality opponents. And it's been good for us to get on the road and get to know each other at a better level. So these non-conference games, we need to continue to get better, and I think we have so far. I think we're a lot better team than we were in our first game against Oregon State. And so that's going to be one of the keys, is we just have to keep maintaining and getting better every single day.
All right, now you've worked in college basketball for a long time. This is your first college head coaching experience. How has your experience differed so far this year from previous seasons as an assistant coach? What's been different in your experience? What's surprised you and really opened your eyes?
Honestly, not really much. I feel like the coaches that I worked for before this, Coach Peary and Coach Geving and Coach Adams, they really prepared me for this opportunity. So there really hasn't been much that that I haven't expected or that has surprised me. I've kind of always taken a leadership view. So there really hasn't been a whole lot that surprised me. I guess the biggest thing is I'm allowed to stand up now, instead of always getting warned as an assistant for jumping up and screaming and yelling and things like that. But there really hasn't been much that's really surprised me, and I credit that to all the coaches that I've worked for that have really prepared me for this moment.
All right, well, if you want to see Coach Coburn jumping up and down, running up and down the sidelines, making a lot of noise come this Saturday night, Portland State taking on Cal Poly, 7 p.m. right here in the Viking Pavilion. Portland State getting ready. 2 more non-conference games after that, and then the Big Sky Conference down the road beginning December 30th, also right here at Viking Pavilion. For more information on Viking basketball, go to govikes.com.